Junkyard, Keho speaking, and in this video we're going to put the engine back in the mud truck because I need to use it as a hauler. This isn't what I planned on using it for. When I bought it, I thought of maybe making it like a work truck, you know, haul trailers and stuff, but I thought I talked myself out of it because I didn't want to use a toy for that. But I'll show you what I got myself into. This F-250 back here was supposed to be my hauler, and I blew it up. I blew the transmission in it. I knew it had a leak. I forgot to check it, or I was too lazy to check it. Now the transmission's blown, and I think it took the engine with it because I can turn the engine over by hand. You're not supposed to be able to do that. So I think it snapped the crank or something, and I'm just gonna cut my losses with it. But started thinking, I'm like, well, I could sell that truck, see what I can get out of it, and then what money I get out of that, I could buy, 35s, put it on here, get a drop hitch, put the engine in it, and use this. So that's kind of the plan, because I'm pretty sure I have that F-250 sold. But either way, the engine needs to go back into this thing. So we have to do that. There's a bunch of other things we have to address too. I want to clean it. It's still very dirty in the inside of the frame rails and the transmission. And then somebody just completely messed this gas tank up when they were off-roading. It's held in by ratchet straps. I'd like to make that look a little bit better, but really, besides that, it's a pretty nice truck. I mean, it's fairly rust-free. The only rust I know of it, or I know it has, is on this passenger side rocker here. That's about it, and I really don't care. Maybe some bubbling and stuff like that. I really don't care. I want to take these off so bad. I even looked under here. It's not that rusty at all. Still, if it has a hole or two, it'd look better than that. But yeah, let's get to work. First of all, I'm gonna have to pull this thing over to the barn so I can power wash this thing again, paint everything, and then make it easier to put the engine in it. Okay, so I'm still waiting for things to happen on the other truck before I can really start putting my time and effort into this thing, but I figure I'll start with something really easy. Take these fender flares off. I used to like them when I was a kid, but now it just looks like it's hiding rust, and I don't think it's hiding rust, so we're gonna take them off. So there's one in between, like right in here, and then one right at the bottom. That's the only thing holding me in. There we go. Oh wow. If it wasn't rotten, it was going to be. Okay. So, here's what we're working with. So they must have fucking jumped this thing or something, because they had to cut all the way around here, because the tire was hitting. You can even see right down here. It's a little rot. Not terrible. Normally you see these things on there and like up to here is like all rust. So if I can find some fenders for this thing cheap, might as well just put some fenders on it. But that's what we got behind door number 1. Let's move on to the back. Well, this is a lot better besides that. See, you put these on, dirt gets trapped in here. Any type of cladding, really, gets trapped in here, and it'll rust everything. Like, I mean, there's some in here. This is really bad. This is just all packed in mud. If you don't have rust on when you put these on, you will. Because look at all that that's just in there. Look at this. This is level. This filled out this whole thing. But got some paint coming off. Oh well, I'm not too worried about this. Let me rip these last two off. That's it. Maybe a little right here. Yep, and she fell off. Nice. Looks more like a real truck now. I don't know. I guess those weren't horrible on it, but if it was all one color, I think it'd look a lot better. But I think I'm gonna do the other side now off camera. If there's anything notable, I'll bring you in. Nothing too notable with this side other than it was a lot easier. And these panels are arguably better. I mean, they still look like they've had to chop it. This must have came out of a cool truck. See these pinstripes? That must have came out of a pretty cool truck, this fender. And then back here, same thing. There was just all full of dirt and mud and everything, and had to pull this out, but I can just beat that back in, maybe weld a little seam on it or something. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier to clean with these off. Then I'll throw some cheap ass paint on it or something. I wouldn't mind a tractor paint job or something, but yeah, that looks a lot better. Just envisioning it with the same color looks a lot better. And I will look for fenders for this thing if I plan on using it. So the next order of business is to get all this mud and shit out of this frame rail so I can pull it up towards the barn, clean it, paint it, and drop the engine in it. So the next order of business to get this truck on the road is to get this tractor fired up. So this was given to me. Clearly, we like our tractors. This was actually the first tractor I ever drove in a parade with my dad. And he gave it to me for, oh God, it was my birthday or Christmas this last year. But I want to get it running, not only just because I want to use it and it's a cool little tractor, but so I can pull the square body around to the barn so I can power wash it. So we're going to take a little detour and get this thing running. It shouldn't be that hard. It ran last year, so it should just need a battery, some gas. These are really, really fucking simple. So let's get on that. All right, lifted the hood on it. So far, no battery. And there's absolutely nothing in here, which damn it, you can't see it. Trust me, it is dry, which I guess I'd rather have than like rotted. Come on now. It's just dry. So, gas, see if I have a battery that'll fit this. And then that should be it, really. So it's not gonna start, but I just wanna see if it cranks. Oh, no shit. Hey, okay.
Want to start until you finally get some starter fluid out on it.
I thought I heard it.
I thought I'd seen it, but it's tried to start, yeah.
There it is. That wasn't that bad. Yeah. There it is. What I learned on. It's been a minute. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, so we got the tractor running so I can pull this thing over and power wash it. Next thing is to ratchet strap the transmission because it's currently being held up with the jack stand, and then we'll pull it over. Okay, so now I have the transmission supported with ratchet straps. So we're gonna take that little Ferguson over here, pull this thing around to the barn. All right, let's move this sumbitch. Fuck. I'm putting the camera down. It has been moved. Well, this is the progress so far. It is so fucking dirty. Of course, I had to go and buy the dirtiest truck ever. The engine bay is all done. It's really just like the frame rails now. Just trying to get the big chunks and shit off before I can wash the rest of the dirt off with the power washer. Day 2.5, and again, still the dirtiest fucking truck I could have bought. Look at this. Look at all this. It looks like more in person. I wish you could see it. Anyways, I put a bunch of degreaser on the transmission, and I'm pretty much done. The power washer can get the rest, but like stuff like this that's just been packed in there, you know, like that's why I couldn't get it the last time when I went to wash it. It's just so fucking packed in there. It'd take hours for the power washer, so this shouldn't be too bad. Well, this part of the video is going to be kind of lame because I lost my tripod and I don't want to get my phone wet as hell, so I'm just going to show some before and after. Okay, well, now that I'm a mess, let's show you the results. I haven't painted anything yet, but just show you what it looks like now. It's not perfect, and I don't really care. It's good enough to paint on, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spray paint it. Yes, I'm gonna spray paint it. I don't care. Good morning, beautiful. Today we're gonna go pick up some new wheels for this truck because my plan is to make this the hauler, and I don't think these are very good road wheels, the 39.5 boggers. So I think you'll like them, but let's go get them. We have acquired the wheels and tires. Can you guess what they are? Are you ready to see what I got? These are Humvee wheels and tires. So they're beadlock, run flats, 16.5s on 37s. Of course, I was trying to make another deal happen in the past couple days, and I saw these and I had to jump on them. They were priced very well. Tires, great shape. Apparently they were just put on, and the guy who owned them before the guy bought them off of said he didn't put many miles on them, and then he just barely drove the truck with them on, so they're pretty nice tires. So let's work on getting those off. I also got these spacer adapter type things, which I don't want to use unless I have to, but I got them for an extra 50 bucks. So yeah, let's get these out of here. These are going to be hell because they weigh like 100 pounds each. And they look really small. I've never seen 37s look so small, but they're on there. I'm either gonna have to shave the caliper or get the right nuts for these spacers on there because it hits the caliper on the front. But I mean, those are better than them, and you know, it's more of a street look now. So this is what we have. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking all the black paint off these studs here because it kind of looks a little too dark everywhere. So I already started working on the back one, but let's finish that up and go around. So this is the result of one wheel. My drill died, so it's not perfect. I don't know what they used on it. I cannot get these out from in here, from the front of it, but now I'm gonna hose this thing down again because it's still really dirty. Like, I still don't want to paint on it. But yeah, just gonna hose it down and then I might have to do that a couple more times before it's a paintable surface, and then I'll paint it. Okay, so here's the engine bay so far. I kind of waited on this half because I didn't wash this half yesterday, but I chose flat black because I think because the engine's so shiny, if everything was shiny, then it'd kind of look dumb. And another thing, if it's leaking, I'll be able to see it on the firewall because it'll be shiny. So I'm gonna go through and paint this other side. You can see this didn't really, I don't know if it's just not dry because it's kind of cold or what, because the rest of this is dried flat, but this is still shiny. So maybe I go over this again, but we're not too far away from being able to put an engine in here. All right, so I think when I get these wheels and tires on, that we're gonna be ready to put an engine in this thing. Let me show you around it. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I really don't care. So again, last thing I have to do before I want to put an engine in it is get these tires off here, get these wheels and tires off. I have to get a bunch of those nuts for the adapters because they only had 7 in stock. So I'm gonna have to buy a lot more of those, but they should work. But yeah, that's the next thing before putting an engine in it. So now on to the last thing to do before we can put the engine in this truck. I'm changing the wheel and tire setup by putting on 3-inch adapters so it clears the front and I have a little bit more room in the back and it looks better. I'm also going to do the Lord's work and professionally rebuild this whole rear axle, the whole front axle, and all the brakes included. Told you I'd rebuild it. Okay, so that ended quick. I can't fit a socket or anything in here. It's just too narrow. So I have to find something else. Okay, well, for the time being, I just put these back on so I can move it around and put the engine in it. Eventually, I'll get those on there, but for now, we'll just run these again. So the next order of business to get this thing in the truck is I have to do all the little work, slow. So I have to put the motor mounts on, the brackets. I have to put the flywheel on. And then I have to change this to a mechanical pump because this was ran on propane, you know, and the fuel system was a little different. So I have the stuff to do that to a degree. So there's 2 holes in here. There's that one on top and the one on bottom. And I really, really hope it's supposed to be that bottom one. I really don't want to have to tear this thing down just for that. Because you see how this sits in there. I mean, I'm going to do some research. I really hope it's that bottom one. Okay, so thanks to YouTube, you take this plug out, and then you shove a push rod in there with some grease, and put the plug in. That's not hard at all. All right, so we have the push rod in there now, and then I'm gonna put the fuel pump in it. Okay, the fuel pump is on now. Next, we're gonna move on to the motor mount brackets. Motor mounts are on. Now it's time for the flywheel. We are off the stand now. We're live. Time to put the flywheel on it. And I'm sorry I'm not recording much of any of this, but I lost my tripod, and I have one coming today. So after today, you'll be seeing everything. I'm not planning on putting the engine in there today. I'm just getting it ready, like ready to do it. So maybe tomorrow, after that comes in, then I'll show you and we'll do it. All right, we're torqued up 60 foot-pounds in 3 stages, 20, 40, 60. Put some Loctite on these. And this is an SFI certified flywheel. I don't know if that means anything, but
we are officially ready to put this engine in the truck.
And as per usual, I forgot 2 very important things. Forgot the washers. Then the pilot bearing. So it looks like this. Fuck. Okay, I got the flywheel on here with washers now. I know I did it wrong because they're torque to yield, I'm pretty sure. I've never had a problem with it. This is the first time I've ever not reused flywheel bolts. Normally I just reuse the ones that came out of it, so suck a fat one. Hopefully I can just take this out, because I don't think it's supposed to have anything in there at all. Hopefully I can just fucking stuff some bread in there or something comes out. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is the bread method. Man, I can't sit down anywhere in here. I'm gonna put some bread up in here, try and press it out. Okay, I have made a mess and gotten nowhere. So here we are back with the pilot bearing. I found this long rod which fits perfectly, and I'll show you a better close-up in a second, but it's coming out. I couldn't believe it at first, but yeah. See that space around it? She's coming out. So put a time lapse on it and you'll see. Okay, I want to stop the time lapse and turn the flashback on so you can see it better when it comes out, because I think we're right there. All right. There it is. There's a pilot bearing. That's so cool. Wow, the internet really helps. Wow, is that, and what is this? Oh, that's the bread and grease. Look at that. Hold on. That's all the bread and grease at the end there. Well, yep. There we go. We're done. We're ready. Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I should have put washers on the flywheel bolts. I just saw the ring around it, and I thought, oh, yeah, I'm missing washers. So I'm going to do a little bit more internet research about that. And if I have to take them off, I will. If I have to order new bolts for it, I will. But I'm going to do that off camera. So, but the next thing you'll see is we have to turn this thing around because our forklift will get stuck. We've already gotten it stuck once through the front there. So we need to just turn the damn thing around so we can be on the gravel, whatever. So that's what's next. Let's move it. Okay, well, the truck is turned around in the correct orientation. I don't know if it's, I tried manually shifting it into neutral, and then I tried putting the transfer case into neutral, and it just seems like it's in gear, but oh well, it's there. And I probably said I wouldn't mention it, but yeah, I got the right bolts on there now. They don't touch the back of the fucking block, so we're good. It's officially ready. So next time you see me, we'll be putting this in there. I'm not gonna record much of it, but it's happening, trust. Well, we got it put in here. I covered it because it's definitely gonna rain before I get it fully bolted in and running, but it is definitely there. Okay, so still, engine's in here. Looks really good. I just got done putting the bell housing bolts in, tightening them all up. You can see them there. I'm not going to go under the truck, but the next is going to be the motor mounts, which can't be that bad, but the exhaust is kind of in the way as per usual, so we'll see. Okay, so now the engine mounts are bolted in. It didn't take that much work. I just kind of had to jack it up from the front and then beat it down on this other side with a 2x4. So now I'm going to move on to the the torque converter bolts. I'm just going to have to accept that I'm not going to show much of this. I really want this video to be more on the getting it driving and having fun with it kind of part, because it's already getting long. So yeah. Okay, well, it's been some time, probably about a week, just doing things. Let me show you my progress. Still have a little list of things to do, but exhaust is on, plugs, wires, radiator hoses, distributor hookups, starter. It does crank, I accidentally did that. Next is power steering lines. There's a little water pump bypass hose, fuel lines, and a couple other things. But I want to put this hood on so I don't keep getting water in this thing. It rained once and then got water. Not a lot of water, but it like sprinkled on it. So I'm gonna put this hood on now so I can close it. Okay, the hood is now on. Let me see where it closes, where it all lines up. That's really messed up. Maybe not really messed up. Hold up. Oh man. Oh yeah, that gap ain't too good. But do I care? Not really. It closes. I don't know if it opens, but it's on there, and I forgot what this thing looked like with a hood on it. It's been so long. Oh yeah, that's tough. That's real tough. Okay, well, let me show you what the engine looks like now, because it was covered in a tarp. But like, man, it's starting to look really complete in here. And I'm now getting many ideas of what I'd want to do with this thing. I bought that C30 I made a video on to be a hauler, but like, man, you can't tell me that wouldn't be cool if I put a service bed on this thing, and then normal road wheels, you know, got a new front clip, fenders, and maybe like the other side door is a little messed up, and then an amateur paint job, and it'd be really cool. It'd be so badass. But for now, I just want to get it running how it is with what it has. But yeah, we're very close. These wires are not gonna last that long. They're right up against the headers. They will not last that long. Maybe the first run, and then I have to get more. But yeah, we're very close, and you know, just seeing it with the hood on for the first time in a year just really gets me a little fired up. So the next things I got to do, there's a one of these braided AN fitting lines. It just hose clamps to a hard line over there. I have to change that to a normal rubber line, and then maybe go under the frame so it doesn't, you know, blow up because of the headers. Power steering is going to be interesting because there's 3 ports on it, you know, like there's the high pressure where the fitting goes, and then there's 2 of these. So I'm probably going to have to block one off or something, I don't know. And then I have to get a carburetor on here, which the C30 came with an extra carburetor I will just put on here. But I need an adapter, whatever. There's some other things, oil and filter, yeah. And of course this stupid little hose, which you can never find. I found them once, and I can't remember where I ever gotten them. I should have never lost the part number. Okay, so we seem to be at a spot to where I can start it, so I can just hear it run for a second. Got some gas here. I'm just gonna put down the carburetor, crank it, and see if it pops. That's all I'm looking for here. I don't wanna run it for a while, just wanna see if it pops. Sure. Now let's see.
Oh, damn.
There we go. That's a runner.
Boy, it fired good.
Yep. You put a little bit more in it.
No, fill the bowl up.
Trying. That's good. I'm happy with just that right there. I don't need it to run much more than that. Because I also have some lines aren't hooked up. It's going to spray antifreeze everywhere, but I'll be damned. That starts really good.
It does.
Sounds like a grain truck. Well, as you can tell, it runs. And I started it one more time right after the video ended. And it ran for, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds flat. So we're there. Now it's just the small stuff like, you know, all my vacuum hoses, and then there's another water hose I have to plug off here. I found and ordered this water pump bypass hose. So just a bunch of little stuff, PCV hookups, throttle cable, choke, but I'm just gonna do that off camera. So the next time I show this thing, it will be ready to run and drive. Well, that's it, folks. As you can see, this engine swap was successful. It's a very good motor. It runs, it drives, it shifts, and it stops. So that is gonna be all. That's gonna be all for this video. This has been months in the making. At the beginning of this video, I think it was maybe October, maybe it was a while ago, and now it's July. But you can see it's done. So I am very happy. It took so long. But it runs and drives very nice. Obviously, it's not perfect. Power steering is whining. There's no power steering, barely. Tires are a little flat. Oh well, I don't care. It's done for now. Maybe I can sell this and buy something else cool that you'll see. But for now, I'm gonna have fun with it. One last thing, I know I forgot to show the motor. Boom. Fuel filter with the oval air cleaner and everything hooked up. I had to block off or just like bypass that because it was leaking. You can see it was leaking out of it and somebody just kind of fucked that up, but oh well. And yeah, the throttle cable is junk. And that little shift you saw in reverse, yeah, the shifting linkage is loose as hell, and it does that. But that's like the little things that I plan on just making better over time. But for now, it's done. So if you guys like what you saw here, please support me. And that's all I'm asking for. I now have an Instagram, and I have a TikTok. So just look up K20's Junkyard. You'll see me. But anyways, have a good one, guys. See you in the next one.